Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Throwaway Edited Pic. Am I the beehole for refusing to replace a picture I posted with an edited version of it? My father's girlfriend is very active on social media. She usually takes at least 2 Instagram posts a day. I'm fairly certain she's trying to become an influencer. While I don't care much for that, one thing I've noticed is that it's almost every picture she posts is photoshopped in some way. Sometimes she makes her waistline smaller, other times she airbrushes her face, sometimes she does both. I don't know how noticeable it is to other people, but both me and my husband can always tell. My birthday was this weekend, and I had a baby a few months ago, and I haven't had time to do much. So last week, my friends and family threw me a surprise party to celebrate both my birthday and my first year being a mom. I later made a post on Instagram thanking everyone, in which I included several pictures from the party. A few hours later, my father called me to ask if I could add a picture that featured his girlfriend to the post I made. I was frustrated, but I deleted it and reposted it with a picture of me and my husband, our baby, my father, his girlfriend. It was the only one I had of her at the party. Hours after that, his girlfriend sent me a Photoshop version of the picture and asked if I could replace the one I had posted. She had changed her waistline, retouched everyone's faces, and whitened our teeth. Well, before we get back to it, that whitening the teeth thing is not a good move. People always catch on that. Your brain knows it ain't right. You're not supposed to have super perfect pearly white teeth. You're supposed to have some grunge to it, for a lack of a better word. But back to it. I said no. While she is free to post whatever she wants on her socials, I don't want an obviously photoshopped picture on mine. She argued the picture I'd post would clash with the ones on her page, and she didn't want her followers to see her like that. I reminded her that my account is private. The only people who will see my post are friends and family who already know what she looks like. When she kept insisting, I told her that either she accepted the unedited picture or I'd remove the post entirely. My father wants me to humor her. He says it would take a little to no effort on my part to just replace the picture. I'm aware of that, I just don't want to do it. I don't even want to include the picture in the first place. I only did it because they wanted me to. I am busy this week, and dealing with this has become very annoying. Am I the beehole? Hi OP, no you're not the beehole. How crazy is that, this influencer crap where you edit your photo and, shorten your waist, enhance other things, and don't expect people to notice. Their mind catches it, the eye knows when something doesn't look right. And you can tell they usually miss things like warping around the character, around the person, that sort of thing. So I don't get why she's so bent, crazy about this, hiding her waistline and all that. It's such a stupid thing to me. People are gonna see who you are. They're gonna see. But back to it. I agree with you. This is your social media. Personally, if I were her, you gave her 2 good options: unedited or just get rid of it. I think getting rid of it is just fine. When someone doesn't want you to show their likeness, I guess I would do the same. I would just get rid of it and not deal with the stress of dealing with her. But you're free to do whatever you want on your social media. No one gets to dictate to you to put the edited photo up there. She could do it to herself, and like you said, it's private. I don't know how this app works. I don't have much social media. YouTube's the closest thing I have to a social media. But if it's private, I assume, like you said, no one can see it but family and friends, and you guys already know what she looks like. So this is really stupid to me. So P, with all of that, no, you're not the beehole. Personally, I would just take it down and be done with it. I mean, who cares? It's not even really her, right? Like, if she doesn't want to be seen as a real her, screw it. Take it down. And our next one comes from MiddlePlan5845. Am I the beehole for refusing to host a family barbecue for the 4th of July because I don't want alcohol in my home? Hi there. Recovering alcoholic here. Been sober 6 months and it's been a struggle. Seeing a therapist and attending a smart recovery meetings. Not all comfortable around alcohol, which has been a little isolating. Bear culture is huge here, and every group, meetup, hobby, whatever revolves around drinking. Making a new friend who doesn't drink is difficult. Sober events here are either wellness scams or group sports, and I'm not into them. One of my biggest drinking triggers is holidays, especially the ones that revolve around drinking. I have done my best to be there with family, but I've tried to cut out early and do some self-care after. I am a new homeowner and massively lucked out getting a 4-bed, 3-bath, oh wow, with a good-sized patio and yard. Because of this, my family has pushed me to host. I have told them no every time. I am not comfortable with having alcohol at home, and I know better than to try to tell adults to not drink for something like a drinking holiday. I don't want all that drama, so I've simply declined. It's become an issue now, because now it's going to be on my brother's back to host the fourth. He has 2 kids with his wife, and they've hosted before without issue. He just doesn't want to this time, and wanted a chance to cut loose himself. He and I got into an argument over it because he thinks I'm being selfish and making everyone else accountable for my drinking problem, that no one else is responsible for my drinking issues. I said of course they aren't, but I'm trying to protect my peace by avoiding things I know will trigger me. He said that I'm making excuses, that I'm a shitey sister, and that he's tired of dealing with my drinking problem. Which, yes, there are a few times where I couldn't go to events because I had been drinking and obviously couldn't drive. None of them were important events, but I get why it annoyed him. I talked about this with my therapist, and she said that it's perfectly reasonable for me to want to avoid alcohol in my home, that I'm still fresh into sobriety, and that it may be a few years because before I am truly comfortable in situations focused around drinking. But I am curious if Reddit thinks otherwise. Am I the beehole for this? No, you are not the beehole, and yeah, you're selfish, which is a good thing. Be selfish. You should tell people not to bring alcohol in your house when it's gonna trigger you like that. You're brand new into sobriety. What a terrible family and a crappy brother. He's giving you crap, calling you a shitey sister when he's a shitey brother. OP, you need to do what's best for yourself and protect yourself. And maybe this is easy coming from me who doesn't drink at all. I've tried it once on my 21st and never bothered again. I just don't see the point in it. But it's easy for me to be like, oh, don't drink, and I can, not drink. But for you, that's your demon. My thing is a little stupider, but it's chocolate. And I'll find myself just eating chocolate and not thinking about it. So I'm guessing alcohol's kind of like that, where if you're around it, you'll just end up drinking it without thinking about it, especially when you're this brand new into being sober. Like, I don't know. A good family would be there to help you out and completely understand. They couldn't pregame before they come over. If he wants to cut loose, just pregame, come over, or drink after. Go drink after while you guys are done with the barbecue. You're not obligated to host anything, especially when they're bringing your demon into the house like that. So P, no, you're not the beehole. And our next one is from DoB6863. Am I the beehole for putting both my obese and skinny twins on a diet? I have 2 children, 14 years old, identical twins, Megan and Elena. Both are 5 foot. Megan weighs over 550 pounds, while Alana weighs around 95 pounds. They used to be the same weight until they were around 7, when Megan started getting chubby, but still a healthy weight. When she was 11, Megan was considered medically overweight. I went to a doctor for advice, and he said that I shouldn't worry too much since a lot of kids gain weight right before puberty, and then balance out after their growth spurt. The twins had their growth spurts last year. Megan's weight has only increased since then, to the point where she's actually obese, so I decided to implement a healthy diet for the entire family. I slowly started to cut back on sugar, junk food, and unhealthy snacks. I cooked them high-volume, low-calorie meals full of vegetables and protein so they still feel full after eating. Neither of the twins are very athletic, so I've tried encouraging them to engage in physical activities, like swimming, bike riding, trampolining, etc., etc. I tried putting emphasis on staying healthy instead of losing weight. However, Alana guessed that the real reason is for the new diet is because I want Megan to lose weight. She started complaining that it's not fair that she also has a diet because of her sister's fat. I told her that I didn't want Megan to feel singled out, and I feel as though she's the only one being punished for her weight. Am I the beehole? Edit. I've gone to multiple doctors and neither of the twins have medical conditions that would influence their weight. I'm going to have to go with, yeah, you're the beehole, but I'm not going to go with a hard beehole because what you're doing is good. Having them eat better, less junk food, not cut it all the way out because I've lessened my junk food, but I don't cut it out. You're going to start craving it and it's better to get it over with once a day. And sounds like you're feeding them well, but I do agree why I'm calling you the beehole is you shouldn't have to punish the other daughter because she's skinny. Wouldn't she lose more weight and start becoming unhealthy? I don't know. Maybe you're feeding them enough where, she'll not lose weight and get skinnier. Because just as there's obesity, there is such a thing as being too skinny. But, yeah, it's the way you did it. She feels like she's being punished. I don't know what to tell you on this one. I guess sit them down and talk it out because, yeah, if your child is getting obese, it's best to tell them, hey, you need to rein it in and get your weight under control. As much as people try to say no, it's healthy and all that, it's not. I've been fat. It sucks. I know what it's like. I got to the point where I was trying to fold my bed and I started getting winded. That's how bad it was. So, yeah, I wasn't even like super obese. It's just internally I was doing bad. So, I get why you need to nip that in the bud, but you need to sit down and tell her, hey, you can still have some junk food and all that, but you need to start eating better and start being a little bit more active because you are starting to get like that. And that's how my family works too. We're grown adults, but when I see the, parents, they're like, hey, you putting on some weight, watch it. And it's a great way to rein yourself back in. You don't need to be rude about it, but you do need to sit down and talk to her about it because she needs to, watch her health. It's best to do it at a young age. It helps. So P, yes, you're the beehole, but a soft beehole. It's because of the way you handled it. Try to be all sneaky about it. Oh, and before we wrap things up, if people are wondering why I haven't been posting these for a few days, is because I did something to my neck where my eyes started to fail, my right eye. I could still see, but I wasn't seeing all the information. Like, if I'm working on this program for editing, I'm missing information. I don't see it until I think about it and then I see it. It was real weird. I had to chill out for a couple of days with the screen, but now it's still there. I can see better now. So, back to it. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.